Good evening, good evening, good evening. Is it evening? Feels like it's evening. I don't know if it's evening or not, actually. What time is it? 5:55. So I guess it's evening. I'm not sure. My name is Miss Singh from the Shayla North Hills Library. I have a book that I wanted to do during baseball season. It is about one of the most famous and best players that the Pirates ever had. His name was Roberto Clemente. But here's the thing: sometimes I'm a little embarrassed about the age and the condition of the books that are in our um, collection. And this was one when I looked at it first, I thought, huh, I wonder if he's passed away in this one because he did die at a very young age. Um, that we'll find out about in the plane crash. But yeah, the book does end. I mean, after the book was written after he did tragically die. But you do have to wonder about some books, and I'm promise I'm going to get better on that about reading some of these books out, man. Because some of these books are way too old. I mean, science books from like 20 years ago. Really? Whose fault is that? Mine. Anyway, Roberto Clemente, Baseball Hall of Famer, by Maritza Romero. There was nothing that Roberto Clemente loved more than playing baseball. He was born on August 18th, 1934, in Carolina, Puerto Rico. For as long as Roberto could remember, he played baseball with his friends. He practiced pitching by throwing a rubber ball against a wall in his room. When he listened to a baseball game on the radio, he squeezed the ball with his hand to make his throwing arm stronger. Roberto knew that he was born to play baseball. Roberto just wanted to play. Roberto's father helped run a sugar plantation. He worked very hard. He taught his children to work hard too. Roberto had many jobs when he was young, and one of these was to deliver milk before he went to school. His father told him that if he worked hard, he would have a good life. Roberto did as he was told, but he never stopped thinking of baseball. He didn't dream of being a star. He just wanted to play ball. People working in a sugar plantation here. This wasn't Roberto's father's farm, but it's what it looks like over here. When Roberto was in high school, he joined the track team. He discovered that he could run really fast. He was voted Most Valuable Player, or MVP, on his track team. He threw the javelin and learned that he was able to throw it 195 feet. He also learned that he could jump 6 feet into the air. Roberto played shortstop on the school's baseball team. He made the All-Star team 3 times in a row. He could play any position on the team. There's not many players that can do that. Move around from position to position. When Roberto was 17, he was asked to play on the Sancture Congrejeros. This was a professional baseball team in Puerto Rico. He played with them for 3 years until 1953. Then the Brooklyn Dodgers learned of Roberto's high batting average of 356, and that is very high. That year, the Dodgers offered him $10,000 to play for them. That was the most money the Dodgers had ever offered a Hispanic player. Roberto joined the Dodgers in 1954. The Dodgers wanted to keep Roberto's skills a secret from other teams who might want him to play for them. They sent him to a minor league team in Canada. It was a hard time for Roberto. When he played well, they took him out of the game. When he played poorly, they kept him in the game. He was also lonely. In those days, he only spoke Spanish, so he couldn't talk to the other players who spoke English. But Roberto did not give up. One day, someone from the Pittsburgh Pirates saw Roberto play. The Pirates had finished last place in 1954, so they were allowed to pick new players first in the draft. They chose Roberto. In his first 5 seasons, Roberto was a good player, but he was not a star. In 1960, the Pirates won the World Series championship game. During that season, Roberto batted .314, hit 16 home runs, and batted in 94 runs. Those are great stats. Those are very good. The 5 foot, 11 inch, 175 pound man was soon to be a hero. Roberto's fans loved him. He could leap into the air, catch a ball, throw it while it was still in the air. Between 1961 and 1965, he set new records in baseball. In 1965, he hit 29 home runs and batted in 119 runs. That year, he was named MVP and Outstanding Player of the Year. The next year, he set a new record for having the best batting average in the league over an 8-year period. And it's that consistency that also is just like amazingly key. Roberto was always in pain when he played ball. He'd been in a car accident in 1954. He had hurt his back. By 1969, he thought he should retire because his back hurt worse than ever. Then he hurt his shoulder, but he stayed in the game and set new records. In 1971, the Pirates won the World Series again, and Roberto was voted MVP again. In fact, some people believe he was the best player ever. In 1972, he had a total of 3,000 hits. Only 10 other baseball players have ever done that. But I think like people have broken that now because like there was like all these different steroids and stuff that people use and everything, and it's just a little bit different. And plus, this book's pretty old. When Roberto wasn't playing baseball, he lived in Puerto Rico with his wife and 3 sons. He thought a lot about helping other people. On December 31st, 1972, he gathered supplies to help the people of Nicaragua. A terrible earthquake had hit their country. He boarded the airplane with some other people to take supplies to Nicaragua, but the plane crashed into the sea. Everyone on the plane died, including Roberto. Roberto was only 38 years old when he died. 3 months later, he became the first Hispanic player voted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Roberto once said that he would like to be remembered as the type of player who had given all he could. He was a hero to the people of Puerto Rico, the United States, and to baseball fans everywhere. Today, there is a statue of him at Three Rivers Stadium, home of the Pittsburgh Pirates. But it's not Three Rivers Stadium, but there still is a statue, PNC Park. Three Rivers Stadium is gone, and it's been gone for 20 years. So this book was published in, I'm going to get me a new book about Roberto Clemente. This book was published in 1997. Oh my goodness. I bet some of your parents weren't even alive in 97. I was. My friends, thank you so much. And I will put some new updated information about the Roberto Clemente statue and things that have been going on in Roberto Clemente's name since then, because he did die in 1972. My dear friends, thank you for being the all-stars and most valuable players that you are. I'm sorry if I seem a little loopy today. I'm a little bit sleepy. I don't know what's going on. But I do know one thing. I'm thankful to work at your Shayla Northwoods Library. I'm thankful to know you. And I would love it if you would kiss your beautiful brain, if you will kiss your loving heart, and if you look in the mirror and say, hey, good looking. And may I say, I think Roberto Clemente was pretty good looking. I'm just saying. Not that, you know. All right, bye!